Hope you're having a good day wherever you're watching this. Oh, it's early. We had a bit of rain last night. Normally I'd be gone by now, but this morning I thought I'll have a listen up here, see if I can hear any roars from camp this morning. There's been quite a few deer coming out on this river flat here. I've seen some stags, which on the previous episode you guys would have watched, but sooner or later a big old stag's going to move in here and claim all those females. Good to see you guys back again for another episode. Out there doing it with Jay Wilds, brought to you by your local hunting and fishing store. Last night, when I was coming back to camp after that evening hunt, there was a deer right here, and she ended up walking right through here. Camp's right there. Couldn't believe it. I've become one with the wilderness here. They've accepted me into their surroundings. Oh, we got a deer. We got a deer coming through. A deer coming through. It's a hind, lone hind, cruising across that riverbed. .247. If a stag came through there, it'd be perfect. So we've made our way through the forest, which there was actually quite a bit of sign coming through there, reasonably fresh too. We've come out to this large clearing. We're going to sit here and listen this morning. There's a huge expanse here that we could look and listen over. So we're going to creep up to these trees and get set up, get comfortable and see what we can see or hear. If we hear a big stag rutting, we'll make a move on it for sure. So that's the plan. Just got to make sure there's nothing out there at the moment. It's still early, so still a chance we could see deer. You want to know some good news? I found my buff. On the last episode I didn't have it in the evening hunt. It was somehow deep in my tent. I never take it out of my bag. I don't know why I did that. So we now have our face buff, which I'm very happy about. We'll get completely set up just in case something comes out. I'm just going to get the rifle ready. One of the biggest questions I get asked in the comments, what caliber? 300 Winchester Magnum, and I've got a Leupold VX5 HD on the top, 3 to 15 by 44. I'll let out a roar, see if there's any stags that I can't quite see. We'll try get something to come into this setup. Good wind. Got some movement. Just moving through those trees. He just snuck in. He could be just in the trees there somewhere. I can't see him at the moment, but I'm going to keep roaring. We'll keep set up here. We might get another look at him if I can draw him out. Draw him right in close would be good. That wind's changed. It's now going that way. was going that way when we started. So, even though it's just a brief encounter, it's pretty cool to see something for the morning. But if you've been following the series, you know that I'm not here hunting young stags. I'm hunting only one animal, and that animal is an absolute giant. For the rest of the morning I sat patiently watching the meadows in front of me, letting out calls hoping to hear that giant respond. But just like previous mornings, this morning was no different and I had no encounters with him. It seemed that so far he was only active in the evenings. After making my way back to camp for the middle of the day, I had a few tasks that needed my attention, and the first one was refilling my camp water supply. At this point in time, I didn't know that this afternoon I was about to find another really valuable clue that the giant had left me recently, and this one was super close to camp. Man, these sandflies sure love me. Oh, far out. Crazy, man. They're crazy things. This is just a 10-litre MSR dromedary, I don't even know how you say it. Water carrier, that's what I use for my camp water. Fill it up every couple of days or so. For my drinking water, I'm filtering it with this Platypus water filter system. Fill up this bag with stream water, put the filter on, and then I normally just squeeze that straight into my water bladder that's in my backpack or into a cup and drink it, whatever. So it goes through this filtering straw and then it's safe to drink because that filters out all the nasties. And then while I'm here, I always like to just fill up the pot, because I'm going to be putting that on to boil in about 2 seconds. So lunch today, we've got a bit of a treat. I'm going to have oodles and noodles, and then I'm finishing it off with an apples and creamed rice, because that's delicious as well. I'll probably snack on some other stuff as well, but those are the two main meals, so let's get them going. Alright, 10 minutes. Oh, I've got to put some gloves on. These sandflies are driving me nuts, man. It's so humid today. Wonder if that's got something to do with it. Got to cover up every little hole, otherwise they'll get in there. My pants have a zip running down the side of them, and it wasn't done up to the top, like hard against the top. There's probably like, I don't know, like a 3mm hole. And one crawled in there and bit me on the freaking leg while we were hunting this morning. It is hot and muggy. Lunch is good though. Good afternoon for a chill out, I reckon. Might charge a few things, get things going. I've got the solar panel set out again. And yeah, make the most of this glorious, hot afternoon. This evening is going to be good though, man. This evening I'm really excited about. So I think we'll catch you guys this evening. After crossing the first river near camp, I found these deer tracks. They look to be fresh and from last night, so I decided to follow them and see where they take me. And sure enough, they lead me directly to another piece of our puzzle in the hunt for this giant. Check this out. See where stags beating up this tree? I haven't seen this. I walked through here every day. I haven't seen this yet. Look how tall it goes. I might have to back the camera up so you guys can just see how tall it goes. He's bending this tree, but still, like it's not super easy to bend. When you're walking past here and you see a rub that tall, makes your eyes pop a little bit, I will admit. Camp's only 200, 300 metres in a straight line through there, so you'd think if he was roaring we'd hear him, eh? But I haven't heard anything from camp at nights. Good start to the arvo. That's the sort of stuff we want to find. Those tracks are fresh, man. This morning, or last night. Man, I'm almost wondering, from our vantage point, we'll basically be able to see this tree and see where those prints are and stuff. I wonder if it's worth us going up there and sitting there for the evening and having a watch. Because if he comes back out again, there's heaps of hind tracks back and forth in here. And if his hinds come out tonight down in here, would almost be able to take the shot from there. What is that, distance-wise? ...301 metres from here. I reckon let's do that, eh? Let's go set up on a vantage point, because this is some of the better stag sign we've seen, with a really good spot to sit with the rifle, and the wind isn't perfect for going down there. I don't know, I've got a good feeling about going up there, so I think we shouldn't just put that feeling aside. I think we should do it. Okay, we're in position. We're up in the vantage point. I can see where those stag tracks were, but I can't quite see that rub tree. It's behind that tall tree right there. But I can see enough of that riverbed, which is good, because if anything comes out there, I've got a pretty high chance of seeing it, plus hearing it. If it's a roaring stag, we'll hear it plain as day from here. Time to calm down, relax, and wait on that evening. It seems that I've been getting activity, that last 15 minutes of daylight basically is when these older stags seem to be appearing. The ones we've seen have all been right on dark. So it makes it difficult to hunt them, but you got to do what you got to do, man. So distance-wise, I'll range exactly to where the prints are, 300 metres on the dot. These other prints, 247, and then the good grass behind it's 416. So yeah, I think like around that 300 metre mark is a good shot. Just get that rifle ready, let's get comfortable. Might get my pack here. Nice. That's comfortable. It's nice and steady. I could even afford to drop those legs just slightly more. The only thing I'm going to have to watch out for is this tree in front of me, to make sure I'm shooting either side of it, of course. Perfect. Elbows locked on my knee. Lots of points to stabilise me. This should be a good shooting position if this big old stag walks out. There's going to be an evening behind the binos pretty much. Just glassing all that bush edge, all those open areas that I can see down there. This is a real good spot to be sitting though. I'm actually real glad that we came up here. These binos are actually Gen 2 Pro Guides. These are the 10x42s. You guys know I love my Leupold binoculars. You've seen me over the years running Leupold. Used to be my Pro Guides, the Gen 1s. 10x42s, but these Gen 2 Pro Guides, the reason that I decided to bring these in instead of my Leupold range-finding binos that I've been using up in the mountains, is that just your standard, small, streamlined, high-quality optic binocular is suited to this type of terrain. Like normally I'm down low and the clearings are small. They might be 100 metres to the other side. I'm on the edge of a river looking up a bush line. So for that style of hunting, this style of hunting, just a good quality 10x42 power bino is perfect. When I need to range certain areas, if I've got a setup where I could have a chance with the rifle, I find just your standard Leupold handheld rangefinder to work really good in that situation. It's only got a small zoom, so for work in that tight country, this is a lot easier than my 10x42 BX4 ranges. So if I need to quickly range a spot, boom, 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 I can range it really quickly and easily with this. These 10x42 Pro Guide Gen 2s are perfect match for this scenario. I love the build quality, the optical quality that Leupold bring to the table. The other good thing for you guys is you can find your Pro Guide Gen 2s and of course the BX4 ranges, the handheld rangefinders. They're all available at the hunting and fishing stores. So head into your nearest one and have a look through some of the different options available and pick up a set for yourself. Lifetime guarantee as well. You don't get that with too many brands nowadays. I'll be expecting to see something shortly, or even better, hear it before we see it. That would be cool. Got a hind and a fawn and it looks like a spiker coming out over here. Finally, something's coming out. Cool. First deer to appear for the evening. We've got a couple more coming out over here. Is there anything else with them? She's looking at something. Oh, she's feeding again. Hind and a fawn. That's a good sign. They're out this side. It's not very far away either. Ooh. Man, these bugs are nasty. I'm actually feeling pretty good about that hind and her fawn out there. The big stag comes out to her. just before dark. We can get there for sure. I could probably shoot it from here, to be honest. It's only a few hundred metres. Okay, she is 354. Yeah, so it's a bit of a poke. Bit of a poke for what I like to take, but I mean, the rifle's capable of doing it. I just normally like to be a bit closer for the video. But we can approach it if we want to, you know? We'll just keep an eye on her. See if she has any lovers come down and try to hang out with her tonight. It's the start. Things are moving. That's better. Coming into the prime time now, guys. If any big old stag's going to come out, it's going to be pretty shortly. We're about at the limit of our shooting light. It'll have to come out in the next few minutes. Otherwise our light is going to be completely gone. I saw another hind come out, but other than that, nothing. It's real quiet. Tomorrow is another day, so we'll catch you guys nice and early in the morning. It is 11:04 and I've got a stag roaring just up the Camp Valley here. If we're lucky, he'll roar while I'm filming. How cool is that? It's the first one I've heard roaring from camp. It's going to keep me awake all night probably. How cool is that, man? So, yeah, a little update. Very cool to hear. I'm going to try to get some sleep, and I know where we're looking first tomorrow morning. Alright guys, it's really early. I've crept into a location where I think that stag roar was coming from last night. I've just got to wait for it to get light enough now. I can see probably a couple hundred metres in front of me. And with the binos I can faintly make out what I think is a group of deer at the end of it on the edge of the bush. So no roaring this morning, but it's looking pretty good so far. Just waiting for it to get light enough now. Yeah, we've got hinds. I can see quite a few hinds up there. And there's something, I keep getting a glimpse of something moving through the scrub. It's not showing itself, so I'm hoping that's our stag. It's starting to get light enough now that I can see up there really well. Just got to keep watching and see if he pokes his head out. Yeah, it's a good morning. It's a real nice morning. We've got a stag just working across that back part of the clearing. I'm going to give him a roar. He's got one antler. I'm getting him to turn and look down here, but he's not real keen to come in by the looks. I think what we'll do is we'll quickly back up. We'll head up to this next point. It'd be cool to get a closer look at him at least, you know. Have a look around the corner, see if there's another stag there, because he keeps looking back over that way, and I want to see what else is over there. This should lead us right to that bush edge. The main river's just through there. It's good we're going through here, just in case there's some paradise ducks out on that river. They won't know we're coming. Blimmin' paradise duck. Right there when we popped out of the bush. Not good at all, so I managed to sneak out of there without it seeing me, which is very hard work at times. It was only like 25 metres from me, so I feel like I did pretty well there, because normally their eyes are sharper than anything you've ever seen. They are incredibly good at picking you out, so I'm surprised I managed to get away with it. But anyway, I've come back into this old dried creek bed, which is like just off the main river, and it runs along the edge of the bush. So we'll keep going, try to find another vantage point where we can get to, and hopefully look back to those deer, because those deer are about here now. But we're going to go right out here and get up and look back to them I'll slowly, quietly make my way along here, because there could be something up ahead as well. Bugger. Hind and her fawn just walked out. I was just trying to decide whether I go right or left, and I looked up to see them walking through that scrub there. But once she got up onto that high piece, she could see clearly straight at me, and I couldn't move. I was already buggered before I began, so she barked too, which isn't good. Yeah, I just got to figure out which way to go. I'll still keep going. There's still a chance. I mean, her bark wasn't that loud, which was good, and it was back towards me. Still a lot of good country in behind her. Yeah, bit of a shame, but I thought I'd bump into a deer coming along here sooner or later. I was just hoping that they weren't going to see me. Good if a stag started roaring out here. Man, that'd be good. A nice opening. Hopefully we can see out onto those river flats. Hopefully there's no ducks on this one. Keep creeping forward a little bit further to go. Got to keep really quiet at the moment though. It's so still. No wind. It's just dead quiet. It's good. Rushing down the mountain. Very foggy out there, eh? Super foggy. I can see a deer. Looks like a hind. We're just going to quickly sneak into the bush behind us. Get up to this corner where we're a bit more concealed. We use that fog. We'll do it now while that fog is covering the deer. Okay, we're in position. Really good spot. Nice little area where that hind is. Place has a feel like there's a stag around, man, to be honest. It's got that feel about it. So I'm going to set up right here. And we're just going to watch that hind and we're going to listen. This is a very cool spot, but this area is on the outskirts of where I've seen all the fresh sign from the giant so far. An amazing river valley that winds its way up into the mountains. The chance of seeing a stag felt really good, but I wasn't seeing much sign at all, and definitely nothing that looked like it had been left by the giant stag we're hunting. So, after giving it a few hours, I decided to head back into the area where most of the activity had been so far. So back into the honey hole we go. This is clearly where the giant seems to be consistently active. And guys, this change of plans is about to prove to be a very good decision. Man, it's super early compared to normal, but we've got a different plan today. We're going to get there really early. Well before anything moves. Our wind is going to allow that, which is good. We don't have to wait for the thermals to switch. It's going to mean we can get into our sniper spot really nicely today, which I'm excited about. Crazy coming out this early. It's 2 o'clock. The deer aren't going to start moving till well later on. Still got to keep an eye out though. Still got to just make sure. We're getting into the danger zone now. I've just come up away from the river and getting closer to that bush line, the main bush line, where the grass clearings are. Can't make any mistakes now. I'm going to put my buff on, put my gloves on, really get into hunter mode now. I just really hope there's no paradise ducks up here. Those ducks have been causing me all sorts of dramas lately. I reckon they've got the sharpest eyes out of anything. Sometimes they've picked me up when I've been like 30, 40 metres deep in the bush. When I bring the binos up and spot them, I can literally just see a patch of them like that much. But if it's enough to see their eye, they can just pick out the tiniest bit of movement, no matter how deep in the bush it is. It's incredible. If deer had eyesight like that, I mean, deer have good eyesight, but if deer had eyesight as good as those ducks, we wouldn't be getting them. Fire out. Right now, from now till dark, we want to be deep, we want to be concealed. I just want my head poking above the bushes. So yeah, we've got to try and find a spot like that. That's a challenging thing, finding a spot where you can see lots, but they can't see you. So ideally we want to be deep back in the bush, where we can look right through the bush out onto the clearing. That's the best scenario. Just quickly check that wind. Cutting across, back the way we came. That's good. We're hunting that way. The wind's going that way. Alright, let's go. We're going to get to that log just there. Another 5 metres. We're just going to make this a nice, cosy little nest. Clear out all these sticks. Make it so we can move around in here if we need to. There's quite a nice hump above us so we can actually conceal ourselves, stay low, you know. I can have the cameras running. I could rest the rifle on this log in front of us. The bush edge is pretty concealed, but I can see it with the binos, which is quite good. Generally the deer will stand on the bush edge for a few minutes or a little while and look around to see if anything's out of the ordinary. But if they did that, they won't see me, because this bush edge is covering that bush edge, if that makes sense. Okay, we're all set up. It is 4:43, so pretty good time to be ready. I reckon we could see deer any moment now. I can't wait to see the first deer for the evening. Everything's pretty close. The bush line, the far bush line's 107. Most of the area that I can see is going to be sub 110, so under 110, which is pretty close. Now we wait. We got a stag roaring over there. I can see some hinds, but we got a stag roaring just up in the bush on the other side. Good roars too, like good solid roars. 4 minutes past 6, so we're coming up to the time. That stag's come out down there. He's roaring really well. It sounds like he's right out in the clearing down here. I'm going to quickly pack up, and then we're going to go through the bush, get to a point where we can look down across at him. He's roaring really well. I can see 2 hinds down there. Whoa, let's go. We got to hustle. We got to hustle while we got daylight. There's another one roaring out this way. We'll try to get to both of them. stag's just coming. Okay, this close stag is that lopsided stag that we passed. He's chasing another stag, but out here we've got the big stag. .309. Okay, just waiting for him to show himself. He just needs to come a little higher. Try to get a bit closer, find a better spot to see him from. Alright, let's go. Oh man. He keeps going, he keeps moving out of sight. Let's go again. Running out of light real fast. Oh man, that was close. I just couldn't keep up with him. He was moving so fast down here. Pretty much ran out of light, unfortunately. I couldn't get on him in time. I had a couple of marginal shots earlier that I could have taken, but they weren't good shots. And I'd rather not wound an animal. That other stag's still roaring hard down there. Man, it just turned on all of a sudden. Within minutes. Yeah, bugger. But that's exciting though. We haven't spooked them, so we'll have another chance. I think I'm going to sneak out of here before I do spook them, while I've got a little bit of light to get out of here without turning on my torch. So, another day tomorrow, guys. We'll catch you in the morning.
Oh, a close call. This is the closest I've been on him so far. I even had the crosshairs on him twice. But the giant was the winner today. Although every day it seems the puzzle pieces are coming together and we're getting closer and closer.
Look at this. We've got some fresh stag tracks here. He's come down. He's probably gone up the river the way we're going.
On the next episode, I get up early and get back onto the trail the giant left overnight. And also, it's finally time to check what the trail cameras have captured. And guys, I couldn't believe what I'm about to see. Oh my gosh. That's our stag, man. That's our stag we are targeting. That is fully... I cannot believe we got him on the camera, man. I cannot believe we got him on the camera. So that evening, I knew exactly where I needed to be.
We've got a stag roaring. We're going to close the gap on the stag.
Of course, don't forget, all the gear I use on my hunts can be found down at your local hunting and fishing store. Support local, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.